I'm Paro Anand. I write for children, for young adults, and for adults as well. My favorite space, though, is the writing for young adults and writing reality fiction. I also work with children in difficult circumstances, children growing up in conflict zones, children who are in whatever kind of difficulties that, extreme poverty, disability, tribal children, so all kinds of challenges that they meet. Uh, Early last year, my friend, the editor at HarperCollins, asked me if I would do a book on Gandhi, because everybody was doing books on Gandhi, right? It was 150 years. My first response was no, of course not. I had no interest in it. A, because I don't write nonfiction. And secondly, I felt, what more is it that children should know about Gandhi? You know, they taught about it, but they also taught about Gandhi and that period in such a dry, paper dry, textbooky kind of way. And I really feel that there was nothing more that I could do about it. No, nothing more I could say about it. But Tina, the editor, insisted that no, we want you to do it, and we want you to do a nonfiction. And I thought, how does one do that about the father of the nation? I started writing what was like, a cute book about Gandhi for little kids. But suddenly I had this aha moment. And I discovered that all this time, there had been this thorn in my throat. And I didn't realize how painful it had been until I addressed it, met it head on, and dared to tell a story called Being Gandhi. You can see this is my reading copy that I do readings from. And I'm going to just do a little reading. Now, the thing is that as soon as you say, I'm going to talk to you about Gandhi, most children in most schools that I have been to, it's always, boring. But then I read the first chapter, and the first chapter starts with, my life sucks, just sucks. And kids are like, a book on Gandhi which starts like that? How can that be? Preeti ma'am, she is nice and everything, but you've got to admit she's one of the most boring teachers on earth. Like it's a necessary qualification for teachers. If you're not boring, you don't get selected. And that's why when a class is sort of bursting with laughter, what does the teacher do? Shh. No one outside should get to know that there was fun happening within the paper dry walls of a paper dry classroom. So Preeti ma'am, she has set a homework assignment, and the homework assignment is to be Gandhi. And Chandra, the main character, says, what? How can you be Gandhi? He says, ma'am, there are no British people to throw out. Oh, instead, you mean the foreign students. Should we throw them out, ma'am? And of course, she doesn't find it funny at all. However, time goes on and events happen slowly. And I'm going to jump right ahead to where Chandra is feeling, why Gandhi all the time? We had so many wonderful leaders and everything, including Chandrashekhar Azad, who Chandra is named after, but we only ever talk about Gandhi, and it's so boring. And he's right, it is boring. Also, there are events happening in the world all the time. And like most kids, like you maybe, feel, what's it got to do with me? Okay, it's really bad. This is really bad. What's it got to do with me? Yes, migrants are having to leave their city. People are not paying daily wages. They have no food to eat. It's really bad. What's it got to do with me? Until the troubles come to the door. And I'm going to read you a little bit. This is chapter 9, called Worst Fears Come True Sometimes. I feel as though I'm growing up every second, aging, like my own life is on fast forward and my teen years are zooming towards adulthood. The television volume is finally turned down, but the fire cannot be controlled with the tap of a button. Images of the fires that have been raging in our city, the rioters, the rioting, yes, the killing. The embers are catching and the flames are fast going out of control. It is then that the shouting seems to come closer. We all turn to see if the TV has been turned on the volume again, but no, no one has. The sounds are not out of a box. They are outside our door. At first, the shouts are confusing, but pretty soon the words separate enough for us to make out what the crowd in our corridor wants. Blood. The mob is baying for blood. My own blood runs cold. I freeze. Were they coming for us? We all stand in a frozen tableau of terror. My mother moves first. She runs to make sure that the doors are bolted. She gestures to my father to move the sofa to secure the door further. But he doesn't move. He shakes his head. It's not for us, he says. I look at him. They have not come for us, he says. And like a jigsaw, everything falls in place in that one instant, as if I can see through the door. They have not come for us. The mob has come for our neighbors across the street, Sarab uncle. And now they want him, and they want his family. Mom is trying to pull the sofa all by herself, and I can see that she is crying. I move closer to help her. Ma, what will they do to him? What will they do to them? But Ma's sobs come tumbling out, making sounds like a small wounded animal. Ma, what about Kiran and Sharon? Are they going to be all right? Can we go and help them at least? Ma stops trying to pull the sofa and looks at me, bereft. And in that moment, I know what despair means. It means that you can't do anything. She doesn't know if the children, my friends in the house opposite, are going to be all right. And in a few moments, we know that they are not. I have to do something. I leap towards the door, furiously trying to pull back the rusty latch. Stop! Stop! Roars my father. Dad, no! We have to stop them. We have to. I cannot let you go. Ma holds me tight. It isn't safe, beta. But then it's not safe for them either. I struggle to escape. Don't you see? If we try and help them, then we are in trouble ourselves, says Ma. And if we don't help them, there's only one answer for that. The sounds from across the corridor burst in upon us, wounding us, cutting at us. No, I'm not saying it was as bad for us as it was for them. Our plates and glasses were not smashed. Our furniture was not burnt. Our skin was not cut. Our bones are whole, but our lives are not. And I know that we are not the same and never will be again. With every cry for help coming, knocking at our door, we lose a little piece of ourselves. I always believed I was one of the good guys, the one kind of guy who maybe would step up if someone was in trouble. But right now, we're only thinking of our own skins. And I know that now. The assassination of Indira Gandhi had everything to do with me, although I thought it didn't. The world goes completely quiet as the mob retreats, their bloodlust satisfied. There's nothing left to burn. There's no one left to kill. I am too shocked to move. We are frozen in a tableau of terror. I don't know who moved first. I don't know. All I know is that I found myself sitting on my bed and I pulled one of the books that Preeti Pam had made me borrow, one of the books I had thought I would not read, one of the books about Gandhi. And I opened the first page, and here's what I read. In a gentle way, you can shake the world. And another one, peace and revolution are not mutually exclusive. We need Mahatma Gandhi right now. Yes, he was assassinated years ago. It's 1984. How I wish I could bring him back somehow, but I can't. Can I? And a very strange thought shakes Gandhi was not the Mahatma, but just a teenage boy. What would he do? And it comes to me, I need to be Gandhi right now. I can be. I will be. And I'm not going to read much more of this because, of course, it's a bigger book and there isn't the time here. But basically, what I'm saying is, you children, if you feel it, first of all, feel it. When something's going wrong, feel it here. Think of it here. And do it here. Use your hands, use your brain, use your heart to correct the wrongs, the many, many wrongs that happen, because you can. And I think that, when I finished writing this book, my daughter-in-law came in and she found me in tears. And she said, "What's happened?" And I said, "I think I've just written a very important book." But after interacting with a lot of children talking about this book, I think I would like to believe, although I know it sounds vain, but I think that this is more than a book. It's a call to action. And it's not for children, although it is. This is a call to action for citizens of tomorrow, because that's who you are. Feel it here. Think what you can do and do it. Be empathetic citizens of the world. Don't say, "When I grow up, I'll do it." Do it now. Thank you. And thank you to Neev and the jury for shortlisting this book. I have great admiration for Neev and always enjoyed the festival, always being enjoyed being part of that family of Neev and literature lovers. So thank you so much. And good luck everyone who's on all those wonderful shortlists. Bye.